Okay, Cuyahoga County Public Works Procurement and Contracting Committee meeting for Wednesday, November 22nd, 2023 will be called to order. Roll call, please.
And just as a reminder to all who are in attendance, this meeting is being recorded and live streamed on the county's YouTube page. Calling the roll, Mr. Tuma.
Here.
Mr. Miller.
Here.
Ms. Conwell is absent. Mr. Sweeney.
Present.
Ms. Turner.
Present.
There is a quorum.
Okay, and is there any public comment this morning?
No, Mr. Chair, no one is signed in.
All right, and could I have approval of minutes from the November 1st, 2023 meeting? Approval of the minutes? Anyone? Is this? Can I, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes. Do I have a second? How does this work for the,
You can still approve the minutes. It's not saying that you were there. It's just you're approving the minutes as presented.
okay.
So,
Then I'll approve, can I make a motion to the last? Can I just have, you guys, can I just have a second? Do I have a second still? Anybody? How does
1,
this?
2, 3.
Second.
Thank you. I'll tell you, man.
It was Dale's idea.
Dale's, oh yeah, I'm sure. Coming from Marty Sweeney, it was Dale's idea. And Meredith, how dare you go along with that? All right, I appreciate that very much. Was that like a moment of silence? Is that what that was? All right, so we have approval of the minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay, ayes have it, thank goodness. All right, first matter referred to committee. I see, Mr. Boyer, you have a comment on this piece?
Jim Boyle, County Council staff. The first item is an annual item from Metro Health regarding their purchasing procedures. We did contact Metro. I think Chief of Staff Nani has had contact with them. I think they're trying to get somebody here. There was a scheduling issue. So if it pleases the body, perhaps we could set that back and see if they get here on time and go with the other two items.
Okay, that's what we'll do then. I appreciate that, Mr. Boyle. Madam Clerk, if you could just read the next piece of legislation.
Resolution number 2023-0321, declaring that public convenience and welfare requires the reconstruction of the Lake Road Clifton Boulevard project in the cities of Lakewood and Rocky River.
Okay, and if you could just state your name for the record.
Nicole English with Public Works, and for the record, I am here on time today, just kidding. I'm going to give you a packet of information. This is a project that we've been working on for a little while. We've held off on bringing welfare and convenience through because we still aren't secure on the funding. However, the Lakewood and Rocky River have both asked us to send them their municipal agreement so they can lock in their funding commitment to it. So they want to go to their councils and get that approved so that it's sort of set in their process and their budget. So that's why we're coming forward with a little bit unique situation where we don't have the full funding on the project, and we're going to continue to work towards gathering that funding. There'll be some portion of road and bridge funds going towards it. We'll come back to you before any money is spent. Obviously, we have to get the contractor on board, and that would all get approved by county council. But we're looking for grant funding really to fill the gaps between, we've already gotten some pieces from NOACA on the TLCI, but we are looking to grant funding to fill most of this other gap. A small amount of road and bridge is what we anticipate going forward. So the project is Lake Clifton. If you look at the packet, I gave you way more information than you need. It's from a public meeting that had been held not too long ago. And it's really an idea of kind of a multimodal. If you've ever driven over that section of road in the bridge, it's way over designed. There's tons of pavement there. There's really nowhere for pedestrians and bicycles to be. It was probably from a day where it was kind of almost more highway-like in the connection there. And so we've been working with the cities and the residents on looking at a reduced lane configuration, which if you go sort of halfway through the packet where it says overall project, you can see where we're putting a roundabout in the middle at Lake in Clifton, and really there's some nice images towards the back of sort of the squished down road where it's just one lane in each direction, bikes and peds with a tree lawn. I mean, so the idea is making this much more community friendly and getting a connection across from Lakewood to Rocky River. They both see it as a real value, Rocky River to get to their kind of a little bit of a business district over there, getting Lakewood residents on that side, and also getting the Rocky River residents being able to walk into Lakewood to go to the park and other things on that side. So while it's a project, it's step one, welfare and convenience. We'll be back many times. I appreciate you looking at this, even with the unique situation where we don't have the funding narrowed down.
Okay, appreciate that. Do you have an outline of the project timeline at all, as far as when this is
Yes, so the
beginning?
very back slide on this presentation has a timeline. It says today, and it looks like we're in the middle of 23. That's because that's when the public meeting was, but essentially today is just shifted. But in general, this is the rest of the timeline. We aren't looking to sell it until 25, so we have all of next year to continue to work on the getting the funding in place.
Okay. And then, as far as the speed limit, was the speed limit going to remain the same, or are they going to change?
I don't know on the, I think the speed limit is lower, even though it's got all that pavement. So that is something they'll look at. And, the cities always have the control over the speed limit,
Okay.
even on the county roads. So they'll
And,
be able to
is
set
there,
that.
I think you mentioned, but is there streetscaping?
Yes.
Part of this project? as
Correct.
well? Okay.
So which is why we're looking at those other grant fundings, because we wouldn't necessarily use road and bridge on that part of it. That's why the 500,000 right now already from TLCI, from NOACA, is kind of related to those pieces.
Okay, I'll open up the floor to questions. So I have questions from anybody? Mr. Sweeney?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Nicole, how are you?
Good.
It's nice seeing you. This stops before 117th, right?
Correct. Yeah, this is just from Marion Court, essentially, on the west side, and then we end at Webb on the east.
That's what I thought. And through the chair, the one thing they're talking about over at the 117th border of Lakewood and Cleveland, what is that project? Because when they turn around and they got to make sure that,
So that's a separate project, yeah,
Separate.
not anywhere near this one, yep.
All right, thank you, Mr. Sweeney. Any other questions?
Chairman,
Mr. Miller?
I would just ask if my name could be added.
Okay, if we could, Madam Clerk, add Mr. Miller's name to this legislation? Any other questions or comments? And what's the timeframe on
This
this?
can go 3 readings.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to move R 2023-0321 on for second reading. Do I have a second, please?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. And we'll move that on for second reading. All right, Madam Clerk, if you could, the next piece of legislation.
Resolution number 2023-0322, authorizing an amendment to agreement number 1932 with Cuyahoga Metropolitan Housing Authority for lease of a county-owned parking lot located on Cedar Avenue at East 22nd Street.
Okay, if you could just state your name for the record.
Nicole English from Public Works. So this is a $0 agreement with CMHA. There's a parcel of land that was associated with the former juvenile court, however, on the other side of the street. And while they pay nothing, they do maintain and secure the lot for us. So that's kind of the trade-off that we get with that. And so they clean up trash that's dumped and different things. And it's used for their residents' parking. So it is a 2-year extension. However, we can cancel at any time for our convenience. So we do know ODOT is coming through with a project, with their Interbelt project. And at the time that they're going to need part of that, we will just terminate this agreement.
Okay, how long have we owned the lease?
Let me see. It looks like the original was 21 is when we executed the first lease. I don't know, though, if there was one prior to that. I am pinch hitting for John Myers today, but I can get back to you if there was one prior to that.
Okay, if you're pinch hitting for John, is this going to be 3 suspension? No, I'm just teasing.
No, it looks like
so,
it can go 3. It looks like it can go 3.
Hey, might as well get my
Last
my
bit
last
in
takes
here. We'll take it.
So I do have a question about the maintenance of the lot, grass cutting, et cetera. It's my understanding there's been some issues as far as some complaints in the area. Is that being addressed?
Yeah, so if we hear or see, we do have a contact over there that we get in touch with. We have seen them come out then once we call. I mean, it does take a minute or two. sometimes for them.
Who's paying for that? The
They do.
maintenance? They pay for the grant?
Correct. So it's $0 to us, but then they are responsible for
Okay.
the maintenance.
Do you know exactly what what CMHA does with the property, what it's used for? Is it
It's
equipment?
marked as resident parking only. That's what the sign says up
Okay.
there. Again, I don't know how they enforce it or if they have employees parking there too, but that is what the signs are
Okay.
stating.
But we don't charge any rent there then?
No,
Okay.
no.
All right, I'll open the floor to questions.
I have one.
Mr. Miller?
How many parking spaces?
I don't know how many marked. I'll get that to you too.
If we could.
It's like a triangle lot. And actually, it was CMHA's years and years ago, and then they did some kind of land swap with the county prior when we were still in the juvenile court, and we took over that lot and gave them one that was more adjacent to their property, but I'll double check on how many lots
Are you
are in this one.
familiar with it? Can you give me a ballpark? Is it
I want to say
25
around
or
50,
100?
but I could
Around
be
50.
off, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? And then, as far as the time frame on this, you said it could go full three
Yeah,
readings?
it's going until, it expires the 14th, so we could get 2 readings, and you got 2 more meetings left.
Okay. With that, I will make a motion to move R 2023-0322 on for second reading.
Second.
We have a motion, and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Ayes have it.
Thank you.
And thank you, Ms. English. Madam Clerk, do we have any representatives from Metro, or is that not happening? Yeah, is the staff permitted to just discuss this legislation, or is that an issue? We have to have a representative.
So, Joe Nani, County Council. I did talk to Joe Froelich. He did indicate that Adam Winston was in his vehicle on his way down. There was a misunderstanding on their part as to the time of the meeting. This is an annual item that they're required to have the county council pass for their purchasing. That's the extent,
I have no problem having Joe tell me about it a little bit more.
that's the extent of what I can tell you
More
about
words
it.
would have been good.
Pardon?
I'm just-
I don't know if anybody else on staff can add the specific code requirements that make them have to come in front of us to receive this approval.
Okay, we have Mike King to delay some more.
Yes.
Sniper.
Mike King.
Michael King, council staff here to vamp. Basically, this is an annual approval, as Chief of Staff Nani mentioned. It basically is a requirement in the revised code dealing with county hospitals, which requires the county board of county commissioners, which in this instance is the council, to approve their participation, the hospital system's participation in joint purchasing programs. So they passed a resolution earlier this month to be able to continue participating in those joint purchasing programs, and they sent it over to the county for the annual approval.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, Mr. Miller.
I can add one more item of information about this, which is that sometimes in the past, this has come before my committee in Finance and Budget, and it's a very routine item, and we've asked, well, could we approve this for 5 years or for 10 years? But we researched it, and the state legislation is very explicit that we're required to approve it every year. So we just have to do it every year, and it does save them money. It enables them to get some better prices on some of the things they buy, and so to my mind, there's no reason not to move forward.
Okay, I appreciate that, and it's a requirement. So my only question to you, Mike, is if you know, can we do this on full 3 readings then?
I believe at this point in time, yes, there are enough regular council meetings for the remainder of the year that it should be
Okay.
able to go a full 3
Okay,
readings.
if no one has any objection,
No.
I'll move this through since it's a
Excuse me,
requirement.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
You want me to read it into the
Oh, I'm
record?
sorry. Yep.
Resolution number 2023-0313, approving the Metro Health System's policies and procedures to participate in one or more joint purchasing associations for the purpose of acquiring supplies, equipment, and services provided through joint purchasing arrangements to achieve beneficial purchasing arrangements for the year 2024.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. And with that, I'll make a motion to move our 2023-0313 on for second reading. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay, and the ayes have it. Thank you, Mr. King. Is there any miscellaneous business before the committee?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Sweeney?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and to my distinguished colleagues and the dedicated staff. This is our chairman's last public service or Public Works Committee meeting.
Thank you, thank you.
Should I try to get a standing ovation?
No.
I probably won't
That's
go over
not
big.
happening. That ain't
I
happening.
just want to say,
Clapping because we're sad?
I don't know. I'm not so sure what the.
Nicole, come on up and give your parting shots. I'm using my miscellaneous for her. Can I transfer mine?
If,
Today.
That part.
No, it's been
my rights.
wonderful. I think Councilman Tuma stepped in right away and was the chair of our committee and has been a proud supporter of Public Works. And so we're really thankful for that. And I think we've done some good work and gotten a lot of projects done and through. So
Appreciate
we
that.
appreciate everything
yes,
you've
I
done.
appreciate the department and the director's professionalism and forthrightness when things aren't always good, and of course, your work too, so.
Thanks.
appreciate
So
that.
good
Thank
luck.
you very much.
I'm
Thank you
sure
very
we'll be
much.
talking to you. We do plenty with Parma.
Yes,
so.
excellent. Look forward to that.
Yes.
And to my colleagues, thank you for your.
I'm not done
Oops,
yet.
oops, I'm sorry.
He's still
Dylan,
roasting. Oh,
one on
no.
I didn't
one.
realize this was like a roast, but okay.
It's
I
a
didn't prepare
praising,
like
holding
that.
you up
Okay.
for now. Thank you. My reflection of this extraordinary individual, I had the privilege of sitting next to him and watching him be the leader of this committee, because I came on, he's the chair, and his style, very unique. He has his, but his carrying and focus on this particular one. My favorite, though, is during COVID, and we had the Zoom, and we go down, and he's in his basement, and the rafters are showing. He has his glasses on, and he's just driving the Public Works agenda for Cuyahoga County. That was my memory that's going to be branded in my brain.
sure.
We were.
Hostage situation, yes, yes.
Well, that's my comments.
I
Thank you for
appreciate
being
that.
my friend, and good luck.
Oh, I think that, thank you
Mr.
very much,
Chairman.
Mr. Sweeney. Yes, Mr. Miller.
I would also like to take this opportunity to commend you publicly for the excellent work that you've done in running this committee. You've run it efficiently. We've just dealt with the issues and solved problems and moved things forward. There's not been any politics. It's just been good government, and it's just been very well done. And I particularly remember your handling of the Public Works process when we did the building retrofits during COVID. That was a very large project, and you handled that very effectively. And despite what the newspaper said, I think that was a very good procurement process that not only got work done, it also expanded diversity, and it brought new bidders into the bidding process. So I think it was good for Cuyahoga County and good for the public under your leadership.
Thank
So
you. I
I
appreciate
just
that.
want to wish you the very best of success in Parma, and know that you'll do very well and continue to serve the public.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you
And
very much.
I just want to quickly say thank you for your service. Thank you for your professionalism. This is one of the committees that I felt the most comfortable on coming in just 2 years ago. Thank you for always being even keel. We have a lot of different personalities on this body, but you've been one of my favorites. So I'm excited about what's next for you. I know
thank
you're
you.
just across the street over there, up the way. But thank you again for all your years of service.
I
Excited for
appreciate
you.
that. I appreciate that. And to all you on the committee, thank you so much for your professionalism. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much. All right, and with that, I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
A second. Thank you. With the second, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed,
No.
nay.
No, aye.
No, please, let's not do this.
You don't want this to
No.
end.
It's not adjourned.
Let's not do that.
Never ending story.
No. And Public Works will adjourn at 10.